Okay, here we are in 2019, and I thought it might be helpful to do a bit of a recap about what we've been seeing in terms of job and workforce trends. Now, of course, you can subscribe to Deloitte and Workopolis and all of these other amazing listers to give you evidence. And let me bottom line a couple of things for you if you don't have the time to follow all of those trends. Now, whether you run your own business and this is going to be an issue of understanding what your clients are dealing with, right through to those of you who have very large organizations, being aware of some of these trends allows you to be responsive. A lot of the people on my list are from healthcare. Healthcare is one of the areas that continues to have the greatest shortage of talent. And many people on the list also are from tech, they're in tech, or they are part of that tech industry. And so you continue to have the biggest shortages as industries. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that we don't have huge gaps elsewhere. For example, I have a lot of hospitality clients, and although it doesn't on the surface show up as one of the biggest shortage industries, to retain your best people is an incredible challenge. We see huge turnover in those industries, but not in every single organization. So remaining an employer of choice remains an essential focus for you in 2019. Because let me bottom line it for you. We don't expect there to be a dramatic shift in the fact that it is an employee's market out there. You know how we talk about in real estate, how there's buyer's markets, seller's markets? It is an employee's market, not an employer's market. But we don't have to be threatened by that. In fact, this is good news for you. You amazing people who follow my YouTube channel and who are part of my list, you are the converted, you're the people who care, who work on having great places to work, who value and recognize your people every day. It is okay for it to be an employee's market because actually it means that people are more savvy, they're more selective, and you're more likely to recruit away from the competition who don't love up and care about their people. Believe me, I have people come up to me all the time and tell me about how they feel they're not valued. So don't worry, you are on the right track. So let me share with you the top 5 jobs where we have shortages in 2018, and that is expected to continue. You may have people in these jobs, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift to a couple of ideas about how to remain on top. All right, here are the top 5 jobs. Fulfillment associates. As we continue to see more online shopping, this is not going to go away anytime soon. And frankly, I would love to have a fulfillment associate for every time somebody buys something from my store. So I get how valuable these people are. Number 2, machine learning engineer. In other words, people who know artificial intelligence. It's only getting more sophisticated and we're seeing it everywhere now. I'm telling you, if you've got kids, direct them into one of these areas. Interestingly, number 3, family doctors. Now, if you speak with physicians, they will tell you that there is a surplus of doctors and that there's no shortage. But family physicians in particular, this is a huge area, in particular some parts of the country, and the fact that we have an aging demographic, this is definitely an area that will continue to have a shortage. Not great for us requiring healthcare. Number 4, manufacturing technician. Given how many products and services continually need to be serviced, we are creating products that stay in the marketplace longer. And so we need people to be able to fix and repair those products. And then finally, a technical recruiter. So, you know, that tech field that we're talking about, given that there is such a shortage, not surprising, one of the most coveted roles that we have is somebody who can be a recruiter into finding some of those amazing tech people. So those are the top 5 areas that were for 2019, and we're expecting that it's very likely they'll stay at least in the top 10. So what do you do to remain an employer of choice? Here are 5 things that I came up with that I know absolute certainty will help attract those types of people as well as keep you an employer of choice. Number 1, be really conscious of your compensation strategy. So do you like to just pay people what you can get by? Or in fact, do you have an intention of being one of the top payers in your sector? Now, this is particularly important when people make under $50,000 a year. A fulfillment associate, for example, would likely make the leap from another organization to you if you are paying in the top 25% of your sector. As soon as people make over $50,000 a year, the culture, their colleagues, and other variables actually become higher. However, you definitely don't want to be in the bottom percentage. People will feel frustrated, resentful, and may not take a promotion if it doesn't seem like it's going to make a big difference in their paycheck. Number 2, are you giving people long-term career options? I was speaking with somebody just the other day about how he continues to put forward more and more discretionary effort because he knows there's growth potential in his company. And please don't think what I mean long-term potential to be only promotions. It also can be interesting work at the same level. In fact, not everybody wants a promotion, or they don't want a promotion until it fits with their lifestyle, such as when their kids leave home or when they've done some more traveling. So are there opportunities for people to move around and do interesting, meaningful work? Number 3, how much are people able to have a sense of ownership? And ownership can be conceptual as well as actual literal. So when we talk about ownership, this is people feeling like they have a sense of control and that they can impact the work. So for example, that they can impact who their customers are, the direction of the organization, that they take responsibility at work. So if, for example, a product has a defect, that they bring forward ideas about how to make that better, and that's valued and it's heard. It also is if people feel like if there's a piece of garbage on the floor, they pick it up and they will put it away because they feel a sense of ownership. They treat their workplace like it is their own family, their own clients, their own living room. There's a sense of ownership. So that's kind of how it's metaphorical sense of ownership, but also this can translate into actually having stock options and that there's a long-term investment in the success of this company. Now, many of you on my list are in the not-for-profit sector, and so this is a non-issue. If you're in the for-profit sector and there is actually an opportunity for employees to own a part of the company, even if it's tiny, that makes a tremendous difference in their commitment to the long-term success of it. And of course, you will not be surprised by number 4, and that is recognition. Do people feel valued and appreciated for their unique greatness? Are they able to bring their talents, passions, and virtues? And when they do, are they appreciated? I mean, it's not rocket science, right? This is based on what we're seeing in terms of trends in the workforce, but it all comes back to people doing meaningful work, that they're valued, they're appreciated, and that they have options. So it's funny how we have to look at millions and millions of data points to come back every time to the same basic human needs. Don't you find? My name's Sarah McVanel. Thank you so much for tuning in to yet another episode of Your Greatness Magnified, Work, Family, Life. And if you like what you saw and you think that there's some value of other people seeing these trends in the workforce, of course, please share this video and subscribe so that you never miss a week.